John Harrell says they faced, I can go through all those stats, but it looks like 2 years ago Austin put us out of the tournament, and then the year before that we beat them in the sectional final. We actually did not play that as a change in the conference this year. We did not play them during the regular season, which is rare for us. We typically see this team every single year. So it's a fresh start for both teams. Both teams are going to come in. Again, couldn't be more similar in offensive averages, defensive averages. Records. Eastern's coming in at 17-7. Austin's coming in at 17-9. They've played nearly identical teams, and they've had nearly the same success against the exact same team. Eastern and Austin, again, they beat and got beat by the exact same team pretty much the entire year. So, again, two teams that on paper look very similar. One major difference is Eastern's they're going to try to get 3-4 girls in double figures, and they're going to spread the wealth quite a bit. Whereas Austin, it's all going to go through, probably an all-star candidate in Brent Owens. Brent Owens is coming into this game. She's averaging about 26.5 points a game for Austin. Again, I think she just broke the all-time scoring record for Austin High School. I think they said that she's possibly reaching the top 20 all-time in women's basketball in Indiana. I think she's at 2,300 points, somewhere in there. She's averaged 20, 25 a game for the last 3 years. Her freshman year, I think she averaged 18 a game, something like that. So, again, Austin's going to be led by Brent Owens, whereas Eastern's coming in with a very different approach. Really, with 4, 5, 6 girls that are going to all chip in. You've got Addie Smith leading the way with just over 12 points a game. Sydney Burton coming in just under 12 points a game. Katie Hunter averaging about 9 a game. Robbins averaging about 8 a game. And you got Trainer chipping in for 5. You got Stair chipping in for 4 or 5. Avery Smith chipping in for 4 or 5. Again, just a very, very balanced team for the Lady Musketeers. So, I talked to people asking all week, kind of what this is going to look like, and again, just on paper, I think that Eastern has a slightly better team. Our top 6 versus their top 6, but you absolutely cannot discredit what Brent Owens has been able to do for the Lady Eagles this year. So, again, just an exciting atmosphere here at Charleston High School. Again, it's getting pretty full in here. You've got both fans from both schools, which I always love to see playing. Austin and Eastern just kind of going back and forth song for song. We're right next to Eastern's fans, so if it gets a little loud, I apologize, but this is where we are. Again, just a fantastic atmosphere for these young adults. Again, if you guys can see this, I think it's streaming online. You can find that broadcast online. It's going to be a super, super exciting day in this game. Elsewhere, again, we want to wish all our viewers a happy Valentine's Day. What better way to celebrate Valentine's Day than in a gym? I'm joking about that, but for me and my wife, we'd probably rather be in the gym than somewhere else. Got all kinds of action all over Southern Indiana. The Bedford sectional, Columbus North is playing Evansville Wright at 1. Bloomington South playing Floyd Central. Good luck to Coach Hickey there at Floyd. Later on today at 4 o'clock, Silver Creek will be playing Jennings County here at Charlestown in the 4A sectional. Elsewhere, you've got Borden playing Orleans. That's in the second game at the Jasper Regional. Again, that should be a super, super tight game. Both teams won 21 games, I think. I think it's number 2 versus number 4, number 1 versus number 4, both top 5 teams. Should be super exciting. Be curious to see who this regional is going to go up against. Who's going to come out of at Boonville. You got Evansville, Mater Dei, and North Knox. Both those two teams have had just fantastic years. Again, it's Indiana high school basketball, and people say it all the time, but in every other state it's sports, but in Indiana basketball, it just means something a little different. It's just a little different. You don't see gyms like this. You don't see crowds like this. You don't see bands and hoot and hollering, and it's just such a great atmosphere. Again, all over the state today, people celebrate Valentine's Day in a gym somewhere. Again, we want to also say a huge thanks to our community. Today, WSLM celebrated their 73rd birthday, and what better way to do that than to try to serve our community. So they had a food drive this morning there at Walmart for several hours, and people came and they gave money and they gave cans, and all of that all those proceeds were going to go to the clearinghouse just to help out there, the food pantry, sorry. From what Becky told me, she said they absolutely filled the van. People gave donations, and we want to say just a huge thanks to our community. Again, you guys always show up for events like this. We always want to try to help our local organizations. I know Becky and Greg both have just done a great job of trying to be included in the community, be parts of the community, be pillars of the community, and then serve the community. So ultimately, again, we want to give them a lot of thanks, but we also want to give our community thanks for coming out and supporting WSLN on their 73rd birthday. Back to tonight. Again, just the energy in here is just absolutely electric. I know I'm probably going to say that over and over and over again, but this is what it's all about, and I got two girls in this game, and they get up this morning and they're a little nervous and all that kind of stuff, and this is where you just get to go play and get to represent your school, represent your community, and people come out of the woodwork to respond to that. I think half the town of Beacon is in this gym right now, which, again, the girls have had a lot of success. We talked just a little bit about what that means to everything. Just when your athletic teams are going well, it just improves the morale of the school, it improves the morale of everything, gives somebody else just another thing to look forward to in the course of the week, and another thing to put on an Eastern shirt, a jacket, a sweatshirt, something, and just say, hey, yeah, I'm a part of that. We've got a great cheer block, and cheerleaders down in front, fans right there rocking. It's just, again, this is what it's all about. Again, support these girls, and then they're representing our community in the absolute best way that they know how. On to today's game. I think in this one, I think John Harold had us as a slight underdog. Austin played a slightly more difficult schedule than what we have. A couple of tournaments they played. They played Jasper. They played Springs Valley. Played Bedford. Played Indian Creek. So again, just had a slightly more difficult schedule. Or else I think it'd probably be the other way around. But other than that, our schedules are very similar. Win losses are very, very similar. I'm so very curious about kind of how this is going to go. I think for us, again, I've said this multiple times, I think if we can get 4 girls in double figures, that means that we're sharing the ball in a way that's going to be good for our success. We're sharing the ball. We can get 4 girls in double figures, close to double figures. One, that means we're putting up 40, 50 points. And once you get to the tournament, it seems like every possession is that much more valuable. It seems like every bucket is that much more valuable. And if we can put up 40 or 50 in this game, that's going to be good success for us. And then for Austin, we've got to make sure that we've got to make every shot from Reno difficult. Brent's going to get her points. Yes, she's averaging 1 6 on the game. She's going to get her points. She knows how to score. I've known Brent since she was a little bitty girl and in elementary. Her parents have taught her well. Her older brother played, her older sister played it off, her older brother played at Scottsburg. This is just family that knows basketball and loves basketball, and she's no different. Just had a phenomenal career. But for Eastern, how do we shut that down? We'll see if they're going to be able to handle the pressure. We're curious if Eastern's going to go man and put Addie or put Avery on her, like what you saw maybe in the sectional, or do they kind of stay in that zone and just make sure they know where it is? They saw the zone work against the Stroud girl from Crawford really well. She's kind of keeping the body her, but Stroud's definitely a post player. Brent's going to be a guard. She's going to be able to hurt you in many different ways. She shoots the ball just fantastically, but she also can get to the rim. She distributes, chips in another 4 or 5 assists a game. Again, excited for a fantastic ball game. We are going to cut for the national anthem, and we will be back with the starting lineups in just a couple of minutes. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLN 97.9.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium, and we're ready for the starting lineup for tonight's big game. The crowd is on their feet, and they're going wild. The team is coming onto the court. Here comes the quarter pounder with cheese, along with the spicy McCrispy and the McDouble. And starting at center tonight will be the Big Mac. And ready to come into the game at any time is a play of fish. Look on the sideline, folks. We have chicken nuggets cheering along with the golden delicious Mickey D's Sweet Tea. Or hot or cold coffee drinks from the McCafe. Order inside or drive-through now with the 2 lanes and use the mobile app for great deals. And get your food delivered at home or at the curbside. You can order at halftime and enjoy that one-of-a-kind taste without missing the next play. Set a pick and roll on into McDonald's today. You'll be loving it too. Drive-through open from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. And don't forget to catch WSLM's Coach's Corner live at McDonald's in Salem on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. I'm loving it. Hi, this is Becky White with WSLM. I'm here at the beautiful John Jones GM City showroom. Let's check in with Caleb Perkiser.
February is all about love. And at John Jones Auto Group, we think you should love what you drive. If your current vehicle is feeling a little worn out, maybe it's time for a fresh start. Right now, you can take advantage of the Love Your Ride sales event with options for every lifestyle and budget. And with Valentine's Day right around the corner, why not surprise someone special with something that lasts longer than candy and roses? From dependable family vehicles to sleek rides made for date night, our team is here to help you find the perfect match without the pressure. So, stop by today or shop online and see why so many drivers choose John Jones Auto Group. Love your drive, love your deal, love where you buy. John Jones Auto Group, you see so many because they paid so little.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
And we're back here at Charlestown High School. Again, this is the South Regionals. Lady Musketeers going up against the Austin Eagles in the 1 o'clock game. The 4 o'clock game will be the 3A Regional between Silver Creek and Jennings County. Should be a fantastic game there as well. I think Silver Creek's favorite in that second game. Looking forward to seeing that game. You got 2 potential teammates playing against each other. The guard from Jennings County and the post guard from Silver Creek, both signed with Kansas. So interesting to see them face off in the regional. Starting for the Lady Musketeers, you've got Addie Smith, you've got Avery Smith, Sydney Burton, Katie Horner, and then looks like Bailey Robbins. So no surprise. Wondered if they would go big. They've mixed Starrett into that mix a little bit a few times. Austin's definitely more of a guard lineup. So going with a little bit more quickness in Robbins, a little bit more ball handling, and maybe just a little more defense. It wouldn't surprise me if they put Robbins for a spell there on Brent Owens, just to kind of keep hounding her and kind of keep some pressure on her. I'll tell you, when they shut all the lights off and they got the lights going and everything, it's a little dark in here, a little hard to see for me. So I hope I don't misquote anything or anybody here. For the Lady Owens, they've got number 12. That's going to be Shipman. Number 13, that's going to be Davidson. Start for the Eagles. Davidson is the senior. Shipman's also a senior. And you've got Brent Owens, number 22. Again, also a senior. And then looks like 42. That's going to be Stagnolia, the freshman. But I think I must have missed one. I assume that was Acuna. Number 32 there's the lights go on. I can see a little bit more. That is number 32. That's going to be Jasmine Acuna. So on the paper, we've got Acuna at 5'9", Stagnolia at 5'10". So again, a little bit maybe more size than what we thought. With this group, Austin starting looks like four seniors and a freshman. so. We'll see. And each is kind of in the same boat, starting 4 seniors and a sophomore. The tip is going to go to the Musketeers, controlled by Katie Hunter, out to Addie Smith. Austin in that 2-3 zone, kind of extending one guard. Addie to the corner to Hunter, fires for 3. No good. Rebound to Addie Smith. Addie kicks to Robbins, thought about a 3. Tries to get inside, throws it away. Don't know exactly what she was looking at there. Owens out top. Eastern in a man-to-man. Addie Smith guarding Brent Owens. Over to Davidson. Davidson being guarded by Avery Smith. Finds Owens on the wing. Owens tries to get in the lane. Kicks out to Davidson. High ball screen. Davidson back to Owens. Austin in a 1-4 low set. Owens kicks to number 12. It's Shepman. Shepman's going to fire for 3 and good. And they're going to get a foul after the play. I didn't see exactly what happened. I saw Robbins on the floor. It looked like Robbins went to try to block or contest that shot. And it looks like after the basket, I don't know if she got knocked to the floor or what. I took my eyes off of it, saying the officials are conferring to figure out how they're going to adjudicate this. Now they're getting the third official involved in the play. I don't exactly know what there is to, it's either a foul or it's not a foul. Officials talking to Coach Peterson. Coach Peterson is not loving the results of that play. I don't know exactly what was said. They're going to call I don't know if it's an intentional foul or a technical foul. She must have either said something. And Addie Smith's going to go to the line for 2. I'd love a further explanation there. Addie Smith's first one is good. I don't know if she said something to Bailey Robbins or if she just knocked her down. Shepard hit a 3. Addie Smith's second free throw was good. And that ball's going to go back to the Musketeers. Again, I'd love to hear a further explanation of what happened there. So we're less than a minute into the game, and we've got a technical foul. Wow. Addie Smith inbound. Gets the ball to Avery Smith. Back to Addie Smith. Awesome. That's going to be Robbins for 3 and good. Eastern in that diamond press. Not super aggressive right now. There we go. Just trying to get a trap. Back to Owens. Owens gets it down the sideline to Davidson. Going to be tipped. Ends up in the hands of Acuna. Back out to Davidson. Almost had a turnover there. Again, Avery Smith there on the deflection. Brandon trying to go one-on-one against Addie. She's going to fire. Addie Smith's going to block that 3 right in her face. Brandon doesn't like that one. Up, gets the ball up to Avery Smith. Inside to Burton. Burton turn around, no good. Rebound to Austin. Great defense there by Addie Smith. She's going to, Brandon's going to push the ball up to Chapman across court to number 13. Davidson fires for 3, no good. Rebounded by Acuna. She's going to put it up. No good. Ball's going to end up out of bounds. And they are going to say that it's Austin basketball. Eastern with a 5-3 advantage, 6:09 to play here in this first quarter. Inbound to Owens, top of the key. High ball screen. Owens drives left. Kicks it to Shipman. Shipman over to Davidson. Back to Owens. Owens going to try to get in the lane. Out to Davidson. Davidson fire for 3, air ball. Rebounded there by Hunter. She's going to find Burton. Back to Hunter. Hunter's going to bring it up. Again, Austin in the 2-3 zone, kind of extending. Seeing if they can't get a trap somewhere. Out top to Addie Smith. Addie says, calm down a little bit. On the wing to Hunter. Hunter's going to try to get in the lane. Oh, my goodness, he got hammered. He tries to go up with it. They're going to say it's a block there on 32. Brent Owens coming the other way for the Eagles. Owens in the corner to Acuna. Acuna's trying to find Owens. Great defense there by Addie Smith. That's going to be a 5-second call. That is great defense by Addie Smith. Acuna had the ball kind of there on the wing, and Burton was putting pressure on her, but she was absolutely trying to find Owens, and she just couldn't. Austin's going to return the favor, trying to press in a kind of a 1-3-1 three-quarter trap here. I think it's more just to kind of slow Eastern down. Avery Smith bringing the ball up, finds Addie Smith on the wing. Addie kicks it over to Robbins. Corner to Honor for three. Good. Great ball movement there by the Lady Musketeers. Eastern kind of in that press, that diamond press. Slightly passive. Owens coming up, gets it up to, that's going to be 41 Sagnolia. Sagnolia hands it off to Owens. Owens going to go down the sideline, and she is going to get fouled there on the baseline. That's one we got to try. That's going to be on 22 Honor. Owens is going to go line for chance at her points, first points of the game. On that handoff, I think you got to just be super careful. You got to try to split that handoff where it's not an easy one, because that handoff doubles as a ball screen right there. We got to lose to Owens right there. Owens' first free throw is good, and she gets her first points of the game. Eastern with an 8-4 advantage, 4:43 to play here in this first quarter. Owens' second free throw is also good. Eastern up the sideline, gets it to Addie Smith, kicks to Honor. Honor's going to drive into oh my goodness. He drove in and got hammered pretty good. They called it. It was a little bit late. That's going to be on 32. That's going to be on Acuna, her first. And Honor's going to go to the line for two. Again, I feel like it was kind of the same action just a second ago, but it was kind of a no call on that last play. Again, I don't want to sit here and harp to the officials. These guys are the best of the best. There's a reason that they are getting these games at this level. Honor's first free throw is good, and her second one is also good. Eastern with a 10-5 advantage. Owens looking to attack this press. Gets it up to Davidson. Davidson over the top. Back to Shetman. Shetman gets it down to Acuna. Throws it off. Tries to throw it across the court. It's going to be off the backboard. It's going to end up in a jump ball between Avery Smith and Brent Owens. I think that her teammate was open, but she just didn't have a great angle to it off the backboard. It's going to be Austin basketball on the jump ball. Owens the inbound. Addie's going to make sure to stay close. The inbound to Sagnolia. Great read there by Addie Smith. Stopping that handoff. Addie Smith knocks it out of Owens' hands. Owens dumps it off to Acuna. Going to be blocked there by Sydney Burton. Robbins going the other way. He throws it up, and ball ends up in the hands of Austin. I don't know what that was. That was kind of ugly. Robbins got to just attack. Don't try to avoid that contact and throw up a prayer. Just keep attacking. Owens gets it out to Acuna. Little dribble handoff. They're going to get it back to Owens. And it's going to end up in the hands of Addie Smith. She's going to have an uncontested layup. It looks like Owens ran into her own man on that. They had a kind of a triple handoff right there. And Owens runs into us. I think that's Sagnolia, and the ball kind of coughed up, and it just ended up in Addie Smith's hands, and she's going to run the other way and get an easy layup. That's going to be 12-5. Austin is going to call a timeout. And I'm sure Coach Peterson is not happy with the offensive output right now. Just the turnovers are going to have to set better ball screens for Brent Owens, because obviously they've got to get her going. She's the one that, even if she's not scoring, she's the one that's making their offense tick. And so far, Addie Smith doing just a fantastic job on her, just making sure that she's not getting easy looks. And really super quiet this first quarter. 3:42 to play. Looks like Liza Sterrett's going to check in there for Bailey Robbins, and Bailey Traynor is going to check into the game. Going to give Burton and Robbins a quick spell. That's really been the seven-man rotation, the starters plus these two. They've really just played seven for the most part for this postseason. Eastern in a man-to-man. Again, Addie Smith guarding Brent Owens. Austin kind of a 4-out, 1-in look, kind of spreading the basketball. Obviously, everything's about how can they give Brent an open look. Owens, a high ball screen. They switched out there. End up Avery Gardner. Going to be jumbled up, deflected. Ends up in the hands of Avery Smith. Avery's going the length of the court. She's going to get fouled, and she's going to go to the line. That's going to be an and one. It was not pretty. She got some contact. She kind of just flung it up there. but she's going to finish, and that foul is going to be on 41 Stagnolia. This Austin team, again, kind of similar to Eastern, just they don't play a lot of girls. Really just playing 6 or 7 girls. They don't really go much further than that, so good foul trouble will be an issue. Avery Smith's going to finish her three-point play at the line, and Eastern takes a 15-5 advantage. There's the press. It's going to be Shepman back to Owens, over to Davidson, gets it across the timeline, back to Owens. Eastern in the man-to-man. Owens trying to go one-on-one against Eddie. Tries to throw it up. Ball is going to end up being a jump ball. He tries to throw it to Acuna. It looks like Connor got a piece of it. Maybe Sterrett got a piece of it. Acuna ended up with it, and Connor's able to tie her up on that jump ball. Eastern's going to get the ball. Owsley's going to check in the game. That's going to be, that's Emma Owsley. Going to check in for Austin. Austin in a 1-3-1, kind of three-quarter. More, again, this looks like this is more just to slow people down. And then back into a 2-3. Avery out top. Finds Trainer on the wing. Trainer tries to get it into Avery. Ball tipped. It's going to be stolen there by Austin. Brent Owens going the other way. And she's going to be blocked there by Bailey Trainer. Addie Smith looking to run the other direction. Addie kicks to Trainer. Trainer for 3 from the corner. No good. Rebounded there by Avery Smith. She's going to put it back. No good. Gets knocked down. That's going to be rebounded there by Austin. Owens coming the other way with it. Looks to drive right. Kicks it out to Owsley. Owsley, or that's not Owsley, that's 12. That's Shepman. Pulls up on the free throw line and good. Eastern going to call a 30-second timeout. Looks like Burton and Robbins going to check back in. Avery Smith took a hard ball right there. She got that rebound underneath the basket, tried to put it back up. It looked to me like she got kind of hit in the back a little bit, but she ends up on the ground. She's about as tough a kid as you could possibly imagine. Then on that same play, I think she ran into Eliza Sterrett on that play. Eliza comes up limping. Let's hope that she's okay. Trainer's with her. We do want to say a huge thanks to Casey Kalin and the medical team there at Baptiste. They have been fantastic for our athletes. She's great to work with. Our team, our girls really like her, and she's very knowledgeable. And the staff support that she has there at Baptiste is just fantastic. So we want to say a huge thanks to her, what she does for our student athletes. Eastern going to inbound the ball full court, up 15-7, just over 2 minutes to play in this first quarter. Austin switching to kind of a man-to-man press. Gets the ball into Honor. Again, looking to get a little bit more aggressive here in this. Addie Smith breaks down the sideline, beats Stagnolia, finds Trainer in the corner. Back to Addie Smith. She's going to bring it back out. Kicks over to Robbins. Robbins on the wing for 3. No good. Rebounded there by Trainer. Back out to Addie Smith. She's going to try to get it into Burton. Burton, no good. Got to use the backboard, City. Come on now. Rebound to Austin. Going the other way. Owen's going to try to attack that right side. She's going to throw it up. And they're going to get a foul on Addie Smith. Again, I think this is where Owens is so good. She just finds a way to get some points. And if she can't score, she's going to get to the line. Again, I think the rest of our team has got to recognize if she gets even close to buy somebody, we've got to have help. Somebody's got to help side. Owens' first free throw is no good. So Owens had maybe a half a step there on Addie, but either somebody from the weak side or somebody, they've got to step over there and be ready to help and make her cough it up. 1:35 to play. Owens is line for her second free throw, and it's good. Eastern up the sideline, finds Addie Smith. They're going to stay over and back. Again, I cannot see that from where I am. Addie got the ball there, right there on the sideline in half court. And it looked like she was trying to split a trap, but they're going to say that she was clearly established in the front court and then stepped back. Looks like she got cut on the hand. I don't know if she got slapped or scraped or what, but she's got a small. Trainer's going to tape her up real quick. Avery Smith's going to check in for Katie Honor. Austin going to inbound 15-8 in favor of the Musketeers. Owens out top. Eastern staying in that man-to-man. Owens tries to get into the lane. She's going to spin back, free throw line. There, three. She's going to fire for three. No good. It was right off the backboard, no rim. Rebounded by Avery Smith. Eddie finds Robbins. Robbins cross court to Avery Smith. Avery's going to get into the lane. He's going to put it up. Looks like that ball was deflected. Couldn't see who that was off ball out of bounds. It's going to be back to the Musketeers. I'd like to see Avery just stop there in the lane and just shoot that 10-footer. You're right there. Just Eastern on inbound finds Avery. Avery, nice pass to Burton. Burton throws it over the rim. Again, put that thing up on the square. Oh, Austin just traveled, and they missed it. Wow. Owens looking ahead to Shepman. Shepman just tries to throw it to Owsley. Ball's deflected. It's going to end up a jump ball. Or no, not a jump ball. It ends up in the hands of Addie Smith. Good hustle there by Burton and Avery Smith. Addie looks to kick to Robbins. Robbins going to fire for three. No good. Again, a really quick shot there. Again, we just got to make sure we're using the offense here. It's going to be Shepman. She's going to hand it off to Davidson. Trying it back to Owens. 30 seconds to play here in this first quarter. Owens trying to get some direction from Coach Peterson. I think he's saying just play for one shot. Owens again being guarded there by Addie Smith. Trying to close out the quarter. Could be a high ball screen, looks like. Or it looks like maybe a flare screen. Hand off back to Owens. High ball screen. He's being guarded there by Strainer. Hands off to Shepman. Shepman fires for three. No good. It looks like Owsley got the rebound. He might have got fouled there, but time may have expired, and that is going to be the end of the first quarter. Eastern with a 15-8 advantage here in this quarter. We're going to cut to a commercial break. We'll be right back. This is the 2A Regional South on Lake Musketeer Basketball on WSLM 97.9.
Hi, this is Jackie White with WSLM, and I would like to personally thank you for helping us celebrate our 73rd birthday here at WSLM. Being the sweetheart station of the nation, born on Valentine's Day back in 1953. It's a treasure that we've always been a part of this community, and we treasure you and look forward to many more years. Thank you so much for celebrating our birthday with us.
And we're back here at Charlestown High School. Again, Eastern with a 15-8 advantage. Some stats that just came in. Looks like right now Austin out-rebounding Lady Musketeers 10-9, so it's pretty close on that front. Eastern with 4 offensive rebounds, not able to turn those into points. Eastern 5 for 5 from the line. Austin 3 for 4. Right now from 3, the big difference. Austin's just 1 of 6 from 3. Eastern 2 of 9. Shooting a few more threes today than we saw in the sectional. Sectional, we really seem to rely on our just getting the ball inside, and that seemed to be kind of our strength in the sectional. We kind of wondered what was going to happen here in this regional. We're going to be underway. Austin basketball to start the quarter. Austin looks like they're going back with the same group that was in. Flare screen to Owens. Owens going to fire for 3 on the wing. Again, draws no iron, off the backboard. Almost an air ball. She's just not feeling it. She's feeling that pressure from Annie Smith. Eastern going back with their starters. Austin in the man-to-man kind of full court press. Inbound to Burton. Burton finds Robbins. Robbins gets it across the timeline back to Addie Smith. Addie in the corner to Honor. Honor back to Addie. Austin in the 2-3 zone. Robbins on the wing. Cross court to Honor. Honor's going to fire for 3. No good. Offensive rebound there by Robbins. He's going to kick out to Burton. Burton's going to fire for 3. No good. Air ball. Austin on the rebound again. I think we just got to work our offense a little bit more. It's just two quick shots. Austin, that's going to be Davidson. Going to get in the lane. They're going to get an offensive foul super late. So Davidson gets past Honor and kind of jumped. I think she jumped the pass, and then Avery was there in position. That's going to be a foul on Davidson. Austin Faithful did not care for that call. It was definitely a late call, but it was kind of delayed where Avery was in position. She kind of ran over. Sterrett's going to check into the game for Burton. Glad to see Sterrett back. And okay. Up the sideline to Honor. Honor's going to break the sideline. She's going to get it to Robbins. Got to be strong with her passing right now. Robbins cross court to Addie Smith inside the stair, turn around and lay up. Good. Nice ball movement there for the Lady Musketeers. Eastern in that diamond press. Owens gets it up to Owsley. Back to Owens. Owens tries to kick it up to Shepman. Back out to Owens. Eastern again in that man-to-man. Eastern with a 9-point advantage. On the wing to Shepman. Shepman over to... that's going to be Davidson. He's going to fire for 3, and that's going to be good. Austin Preston. Eastern gets up the sideline. It's going to be stolen. Just a reach pass to Addie Smith. It's stolen by Owsley. Austin coming the other way. Owens top the key, driving right, spins back to the left, puts up the left hand, and good. That's a tough shot right there. And Easton is going to call a timeout. That is going to be a full timeout. We're going to cut to a commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeer Basketball on 97.9 WSLM.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker, so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
And we're back here at Charleston High School. Again, Austin showing a little life. The back-to-back possession go 5-0 run in the second quarter. Eastern getting a little sloppy in the half court, taking a couple quick shots, and then we had just that perfect ball movement, cap it off by a stair layup. And I think we still got to attack gap. No matter what happens, we've got to get into their zones. We've got to make them adjust. We've got to make them move. And then we get that kick out and get a wide open set 3. That's one thing, but we're getting that one pass and just throw it up. It's just not a high percentage. We might make some of those, but it's just not a high percentage shot for us. Again, we're much stronger when we're getting that drive and kick action and getting a better look. Eastern going to inbound against the press. Connors finds Robbins. She gets knocked down. She's still on the floor. It's going to end up stolen. It's going to be Shepman for 3. Robbins got stunned a little bit there. It's going to be Hunter on the sideline. It's going to be kicked up. Addie Smith finds Robbins. Robbins going to fire for 3 in the wing. That's going to be rebound Austin. That's Acuna who checked back in for the Eagles. Owens out top again. Another quick shot for the Lady Musketeers. Acuna out top. Hands it off to Davidson. Back to Shepman. Back to Owens. They do a lot of. Owens going to get in the lane. She's going to fire up, and that's going to be good. And Austin's going to take their first lead of the ballgame, 18-7. Eastern's got to settle down. Eastern throws it away. Maddie Smith throws it right over Hunter's head. Owens up to Davidson. Back to Owens. And just some silly turnovers here in this quarter. And sometimes, I think you count those quick shots as turnovers. But Davidson had a 3. Didn't like it. Gets into the lane. She's going to be blocked there by Avery Smith. Davidson gets her own rebound. Gets it back out to Owens. Peterson calling out a specific set. Looks like Owens going to come off that double screen there. He gets the ball in the corner. Ball screen in the corner by Acuna. Owens back out. He's going to try to get into the lane. He kicks. Going to end up in the hands of Shepman. Oh, I think she double dribbled. It's going to be Acuna. He's going to toss it up to Shepman. Shepman's going to get in the lane. He's going to be stripped. They're going to call a foul on Robbins. Probably the right call. I thought she had a pretty good position. They're going to say that she got more of the arm than the ball. Just her first foul. But that is going to send Shepman to the line for 2. Austin with a 1-point advantage. 4:19 to play. First one is good for Shepman. Looks like Burton and Trainer are going to check back in for the Lady Musketeers. Shepman at the line. And that's also good. Trainer on the sideline. Gets it back to Avery Smith. Avery being guarded by Owens. Avery's getting trapped, gets it to Burton. Burton trying to get to she gets to the rim, and good. Tough shot there by Sydney Burton. Ends up kind of into some traffic, able to put it in. Owens coming the other way. Austin with a 1-point advantage. Owens on the wing, trying to find Shepman. Shepman top of the key. Back to Davison. Back to Owens. Again, Austin kind of uses that handoff just like a ball screen. Owens going to get into the lane. Going to be deflected there by Honor. Ends up in the hands of Owsley. Owsley's going to fire for three. No good. Offensive rebound there by Austin. That's 31. Johnson. I did not see her check in. That's my fault. Owens out top. 3:20 to play. Looks like they're setting that same play, kind of a zipper screen. Owens down the baseline, and she's going to finish for two. Avery Smith going up against the press, over the top to Addie Smith. Addie going down the sideline. She's going to get it, tries to throw it up to Hunter. It's going to be stripped. Ends up in the hands of Brent Owens. That's one of those, you got to be careful about that jump to pass. Owens going to fire from about 17 and good. And Eastern is going to call a timeout. We're got to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLM.
After years in the making, the new Papa John's Pan Pizza recipe is ready. Introducing a new pan pizza with edge-to-edge cheese and toppings, a crispy garlic Parmesan crust, and 6 cheeses. It's the perfect balance of a soft, fluffy interior dough and a crispy crust. You'll agree, this pan pizza was worth the wait. Order the new pan pizza today from your local Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
And we're back here at Charleston High School. This is the 2A South Regional. Austin right now with a 5-point advantage against the Leyland Musketeers. Again, you knew what you were getting with Owens coming into the game, but Shepman stepped up really big so far. Got 10 points here in this first half. Almost half of their points, and everything's been Shepman and Owens really this whole first half. Eastern, again, that first quarter really just doing a nice job of attacking. Really struggled a little bit in the second quarter. Addie Smith, it looks like she's going to get stripped there by Shepman. Ends up back in the hands of Owens. Out top to Shepman. Shepman's being guarded by Trainer. Hand off to, that's going to be to Johnson. Johnson's going to get blocked in the lane by Burton. Going the other way. 2:20 to play here in the second quarter. Addie Smith out top. Austin in that 2-3 zone. Inside to Avery Smith. Avery kicks to Trainer. The Trainer getting trapped. Finds Avery Smith. Kick over to Honor on the wing. Honor shot fake. He's going to go to the lane. 4-2. Good recognition there by Katie Honor. Had a three. Look. Shot fake. The girl went right by her. He's going to go to all the way to the rim for two. Now Eastern going back to a zone right now. Right now, Trainer out top on Brent Owens. Addie Smith, the other one in the zone, going to a 2-3 right now. Going to be Brent off that double screen. She's going to go down to the sideline. I did not see the contact there. Wow. They're going to say that foul was on Sydney Burton. And Owens is going to go to the line for two again. Again, it's that cardinal rule. You just cannot foul jump shooters. So Owens driving down the right side of the lane, and she's getting some contact. Because you got to get your hands up. You can't move with her. If you're moving with her, that's going to be a foul every single time. Again, Owens, this is going to be her 6th free throw of the quarter. You can see why she's averaging 25 a game. When you can get 8-10 points from your line every night, that makes a big difference. Brent Owens with 10 in this quarter. Each up the sideline. Trainer, pull-up jumper, no good. It's going to be rebounded there by Austin. Owens looking to push. You haven't seen quite the tempo out of this Austin team that maybe you expected. Austin with a 5-point advantage. Minute 20 to play here in this first half. Owens out top, extremely patient right now. Looking to go one-on-one against Eddie. Kicks, that's going to be to Davison for three. No good. Rebounded there, kicks out to Owens for three, no good. Rebounded there by Addie Smith. Addie's going to look to run. She's going to try to go. He's going to kind of throw up an underhand. That's going to be, they're going to get a jump ball. Addie Smith kind of had this underhand layup, and it ended up rebounded by Burton. Austin's able to tie it up. It's going to be a jump ball. Just under a minute to play. It's going to be Eastern basketball. Eastern gets that ball into Avery. Finds Trainer. Back to Addie Smith. Addie thought about a three. Pulls up jumper. 15-footer, no good. Rebounded there by Burton. Burton up and under. Puts it up and good. Eastern cuts this to 3 points. 40 seconds to play here in the first half. Again, who is going to punch their ticket to a semi-state appearance? Eastern staying in that 2-3 zone. Looks like they do they're going to match up here to finish this quarter. Looks like Avery is kind of just sagging off, Burton sagging off a little bit. Owens just waiting for that last minute. They're going to look like they're going to set a double high ball screen. Bren's going down the left side, kicks to Shepman. Shepman off the high ball screen, kicks to Davidson. Davidson handoff to Owens. Owens fires at the buzzer. Wow. Ball banked off the rim, back off the backboard, and it does fall. And Owens is going to score at the buzzer. And that is going to be the end of the first half. Eastern down 23 to 28. Again, tale of two very different halves. Austin putting up 20 points in that quarter. We're going to come to a couple commercial breaks, and I think we're going to try to see if I can't get Mr. Ferris or Mr. Smith to come on a little bit, talk a little bit about Eastern Athletics. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLM.
County Tire is small, big or small, big small. They have the same brand tires, you know, to keep it cruising on down the road. They got tires for driving me. They even got them for your farm machine. You can call them day or night. Du Bois County Tire does it right. Big or small, we service all. Du Bois County Tire.
See your Michelin dealer today for the Michelin Defender tire. It's the tire that delivers what you want. Outstanding safety, more miles and fuel efficiency, all backed by an 80,000-mile limited warranty. Don't sacrifice. Ask for the Michelin Defender tire today at your local Michelin dealer. Find the right Michelin tire and get the expert service you deserve at Du Bois County Tire and Supply in Jasper, Davis County Tire and Supply in Washington, and Knox County Tire and Supply in Vincent. See manufacturer's limited warranty book for details.
Always service all. Du Bois County Tire.
And we're back here at Charlestown High School. We'll talk about the game in just a little bit, but I'm being joined here by Sean Smith. There he is. Joined by Sean Smith.
Barely.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Still technical, that's good. So we'll talk about the half in just a second. So, Sean, I want to ask you just a little bit about, obviously you coming in last year and you just seeing quite a bit of success in girls sports with this group that's come through. Great success in volleyball, obviously having some success in basketball. What has it meant to kind of lead the way with all this, and just the culture shift here at Eastern? What's that meant for you and being a part of that, and how have you been able to make that happen?
Well, I mean, there's nothing I'm doing. It's culture is everybody,
right?
And our band's amazing. Our cheerleaders are amazing. We got great kids. Students are being amazing. Our kids on the court, coaches, everybody's rising up and getting after it and doing their best and trying to get better. Ones that are struggling a little bit are trying to get better, and it's just culture's everybody, and that's every day. And we're just trying to continue to get better at things we do, and we're blessed right now with some really talented upperclassmen and girls basketball and obviously volleyball, and they made good on their opportunity, and we're hoping they'll make good on this opportunity today. But regardless, they've had a great run at it. If they don't, but they're still in this game, right? And we got get some things done in the paint. We got to score a little bit. We got to let Brent Owens get to her right.
I know you say it to everybody, but I do want to, I want to say thank you, man. Just really, you've done just a fantastic job of just creating that unified, positive. Hey, we are here to support one another, and whether it's with the Swords Up or whether it's with your belt and all that kind of stuff, it's just I think that you have helped push us to a different level, and I think students have responded to that. You look at the crowd we got here; it's great. You've seen a lot of great cheer block, and they're rowdy and that kind of stuff. And some of that's due to success. Some of that I think is just, I think you've been very helpful in kind of pushing that culture and saying, hey, let's be a part of something bigger than ourselves. And I think it says something about you and your leadership, but also something about these girls. They've been, last year when we got the girls moved in and the different pieces, you just wondered, how is it all going to gel? How is it all going to work? And really, having had these kids in class, just great kids, great role models, great people, great students. And really, everybody's kind of bought into, how can we take this thing to the next level? So, again, regardless of the outcome today, it's been a great thing. It's been a great thing for these kids. And just seeing, even in the classroom, just all that stuff, it's a little bit better, a little different, right?
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. And I know my girls and Carter, they when we made the decision to come to Eastern, and for me it was coming back home where I grew up and see so many familiar faces, and see, some of the people that taught me and coached me are still there, and we talked about it's an opportunity to come back and meet new people and be, because my kids really didn't know anybody at Eastern, meet new people and try to have a positive impact, on the community and the school. And I think we that's, everybody's done that. They've come in and tried to be positive contributors, and positive teammates and positive classmates. And I'm really proud of them, my kids. I'm very blessed. Amy and I are very blessed with them, and very thankful that everybody's been so welcoming to them. And because, that was kind of a fear, like, right, what happens if people don't accept us, right? But that's one thing I'll say about Eastern compared to other places I've been, is it kind of has that, kind of like the old Cheers theme song. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, right, and they're always glad you came. Right. Out of all the places I've been, Eastern definitely represents that really well. Not that others don't, but Eastern just kind of has that. It's a very accepting community, very caring group, and we just hope that we've been able to come in and have a positive impact, and it's great to see everybody out today supporting the girls, and see our band here, and just everybody be a part of it. Real proud of everybody, and thankful to be a part of it.
So some thoughts on this game. We've got a few stats here. At the top of the broadcast, I just wondered, can we kick 4 girls double figures? I feel like when we've had that or close to that, we've really been peak performance, where we're getting 4 girls that are having that 8 to 12 points a game, and typically one of them gets 15.
Yeah.
So far, we're not quite on target there. We've got Burton with 4, Addie's got 4, Honer's got 7, Avery with 3. Robbins with 3, and Starrett with 2. Just not quite there. For me personally, I feel like we've just had a couple quick shots. Yeah. And people don't realize, but in my mind, sometimes those quick shots, they're exactly like a turnover.
They are.
Because they lead to a tough rebound, which normally favors the defensive team. I think in that first half, he got us down 2 of 9 from 3 in that first half.
Yeah, we had an opportunity to build our lead. We had a 15-5 lead, and then we just settled for some really quick threes. I got caught up in the moment. I'd like to see Addie assert herself a little more. I feel like she's being just a primary distributor, and it's led to some turnovers, and that's led to some of those quick shots where if she'd assert herself, we might get something a little better. Right. She's got, if I was around her, she probably wouldn't respond to me as dad, but that's what I would be trying to get her to do, is be a little more assertive. Hey, this might be your last game. Like, you got to get in this game offensively. She's doing a good job overall defensively on Brennan, Owens, Brent is determined. They are determined to get her to her right hand. Right. And we can't Just can't let her get right.
Almost with 18 in that first half. Right?
Yeah, I mean, she's obviously a prolific scorer, and she just has a knack for getting to her right hand and a knack for putting the ball in the basket and a knack for getting to the line, and we just didn't keep her from that enough.
In that first quarter, I felt like we
defended well.
That handoff really well, and when she did get there was a wall right there. There was somebody there. And in that second quarter, we didn't have that second person. So, so she get by. We got a couple fouls. I mean,
they stuck a shooter in the right corner. We didn't really, we got caught in between there. They ran a lot of double ball screens to get her back to her right. I mean, Addie needs to or whoever's guarding needs to almost just sit on her right hand and just be like, you're going to beat us, you're going to have to beat us left.
Beat us in a different direction.
But, I mean, like I said, we had a chance. We had some quick shots. We missed a couple interior shots, that could have built that lead up even more. And then when they came back, we panicked a little bit and had a couple really bad turnovers.
Yeah, against them, they kind of picked up their press a little bit. You can't lob against any press anywhere. You're right. I think we had 4 layups where we missed rims.
We quick shot this time. Quick shot.
Got to get that ball up on the square and make something happen.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, that's really. If we can do better with it, we're in this game, but we got to make good on our interior opportunities. We need to look to get interior more than 3 instead of settling for 3s, and then got to take care of the ball, and then we got to find a way to keep Bryn Owens from getting to her right hand.
Right.
And Shipman made a couple of good hustle plays. We aren't controlling the boards like we did in the sectional. They've had some 50-50 balls they came up with or have went right through our hands. Like, we have to own that.
They out-rebounded us by 1 in that first quarter.
Yeah, that's a big part of our game.
Both teams with 7 offensive rebounds. They got 10 defense. We got 9 defensive. Where the sectional, pretty much every game we controlled the play.
We dominated the board.
And really dominated the paint.
Yeah.
Didn't shoot particularly well in the sectional, but we're able to get the rim. Been a little bit different. So we're going to start the second half.
Yeah.
I appreciate everything
absolutely.
you do.
Thank you for all you do, man.
We're back. Austin takes the ball to start this half. Eastern in a 1-2-2 kind of half-court trap. They get the ball inside. That's going to be to Stagnolia. He's going to back to Stagnolia. She kicks over to Davidson. Davidson out top to Owens. Hunter guarding her all the way out top. In the corner to Shepman. Shepman gets the ball into Stagnolia. Looks like she can dribble off her foot. They're going to say the officials are going to confer. Looks like the ball was originally said it was off Stagnolia's foot. The second official came in and said, no, hey, I think that was off Eastern's foot. Austin going to take the ball out of bounds. They get the ball. It's going to be this to Shepman in the corner to Owens. She's going to high ball screen. She's going to her left side. Puts it up. No good. Rebounded there by Hunter. Lots of contact on the rebound. Addie Smith coming back the other way with it. Austin in that 2-3 zone. They extend one guard all the way out. Ball gets inside to Avery Smith. Nice post pass to Burton. And Burton's going to get an easy 2. Great ball movement right there for the Lady Musketeers. Got to see that happen as we move forward. Again, that zone is definitely vulnerable there. Ball out top to Acuna. He gets on the wing to Shepman. Out top to Owens. Owens finds the space. Addie Smith on the block. Ends up in the hands of Sydney Burton. She looked at it. I think she had Hunter for a layup, but just control it. Okay. Addie Smith goes down the right side, finds Avery Smith. She's going to pull up the middle of the lane. Good. Getting back in the rim well here. And Austin is going to call timeout. Eastern sets this for 1. That's going to be a 30-second timeout. We will go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLM.
Established in 1859, Billy Martin's store is a family-owned and operated business serving Pekin, Indiana, and the surrounding areas, and is the oldest family-owned business in Indiana. They offer quality appliances, carpeting, flooring, furniture, and mattresses for your home. Take advantage of our financing options and free delivery services. Call Janice or Tanya today for a free estimate at 812-967-3997. They service what they sell and offer free haul away of your old appliances. Until March 1st, stop in and see rebates of up to $150 on classic Speed Queen washers. Plus, check out their Indiana-made furniture. Billy Martin's store supports the Eastern Lady Musketeers.
And we're back here at Charleston High School. Brent Owens coming up, and Eastern going back to that 2-3. They're just kind of mixing up some defenses. Owens gets on the wing. He's got a back screen there for Davidson. And that play worked to perfection for the Lady Eagles. Austin going to kind of a half-court trap. Horner's going to get in the lane, and she is going to get fouled. Good aggressive play right there. It looks like that's going to be on Acuna. Looks like that's Acuna, yeah. And Horner's going to go line for two. Again, nice strong move right there. Horner's first free throw is good. That is her 10th points of the game. But she's our first Musketeer in double figures. Second one is also good. Yeah, I think I'm still going to hold our prediction. I think if we can get 3 or 4 in double figures, I think we're going to have a great chance to win. Eastern cuts this to 1. Middle of the zone there to Stagnolia. Jumper free throw. No good. Rebounded there by Avery Smith. Maddie bringing it the other way. Off in the 2-3 zone. In the corner to Robbins. Robbins cross court to Honor. Honor fires for 3. No good. Rebounded there by Acuna. He's going to get it to Owens. Owens looks up the court to Shepman. Shepman's going to go baseline. Back to Owens on the wing. Owens being guarded there by Addie Smith. Owens gets into the lane. Kicks to Davidson. Davidson into the lane. No good. It's going to be a toss-up on the rebound. It's going to end up being a jump ball. Again, I think, Coach Smith talked about that right there, that 50-50 ball. That's one that Eastern's got to come up with. It's going to be a jump ball. It ends up back to Eastern's possession, but that's one we got to fight for. We got to get. Looks like 31. Johnson going to check in for Austin. Austin going to 2-2-1, looking to put a little more pressure up top. Honor picks it up, finds Addie Smith up to Robbins. Robbins tries to get into the lane. A lot of contact. Ends up in the hands of Burton. Again, Burton's going to get fouled. Robbins did not like, she got a lot of contact there, but she just kind of flings it up underneath, underhand. It's just, refs aren't going to typically bail you out. That's going to be Davidson's second foul. Austin on 2-3 out of bounds. Nation gets the ball into Robbins. Robbins to Avery Smith, almost threw it away. Avery, nice drive, and get in there. Burton's going to tip the ball, and it's back in the hands of Avery. Robbins going to fire for 3, no good. It's going to end up in the hands of Addie Smith. Addie, a lot of contact, finds Honor. Honor's going to get into the lane, puts it up, no good. It's going to be rebounded by Acuna. That's going to be a foul on Sydney Burton. Getting a little bit of chaos right there. Like to see Honor just stop there in the lane and either do a shot fake or just go straight up with it. Just kind of off balance. Again, in that chaos, can we just pull it out, run something? We've had some success here in this quarter. We got a chance to take the lead. Eastern down by 1, 30-29, 4:43 here to play in the third quarter. It's going to be out top there to 31 to Johnson. In the corner to Owens. Owens back out to Johnson. Kicks over to Shepman. Shepman for 3. She's going to knock it down. That's going to be good. Austin back up by 4. Avery Smith breaking the press. Kicks it up to Robbins. Robbins into Avery. Weak pass. Going to be stolen by Acuna. Owens coming the other way. They're going to leave Stagnolia. 13. Davidson wide open. Acuna on the offensive rebound. She's going to put it in for 2. Again, they left Davidson wide open. In the press, they're going to get the ball into Addie Smith in the middle, and she gets hammered. That foul's going to be on 13. No, they're going to say Johnson. Sorry, 31, not 13. Looks like Trainer going to check into the game for Bailey Robbins. Austin takes a 6-point advantage. 3:57 to play here in the third quarter. Addie gets it into Avery, back to Addie. Austin in his zone. Addie kicks over to Trainer. Back to Addie Smith. Addie's going to fire for three. No good. Rebounded there by Avery Smith. She's going to put it back up and good. The lead is down to 4. Brent Owens coming the other way with it. Looks like Eastern back to a man-to-man. Brand being guarded by Addie Smith. Gets it over to Johnson. Back to Davidson. Back to Owens. Got to switch. She's being guarded there by Honor. Honor kicks to Shepman. In the corner to Davidson. Davidson back to Owens. Austin being pretty patient right here. Owens on the drive. They're going to get Honor for a foul. I think that's just Katie's second. Owens going to her right again, and just as Coach Smith said, just got to try to keep her from going right, make her go a different direction, kind of sit on that right hand. Owens inbounds to Shepman. Owens goes and gets it back. High ball screen, double ball screen there. Owens over to Johnson. Back out to Davidson. Hand off to Owens. Owens to Johnson. That's going to be almost picked off by Avery. Great read there by Avery Smith. Okay, they're going to confer that is the right call. Avery definitely tipped that ball. Ball went out of bounds. I could see where he might have thought differently. Ball went out of bounds. Avery definitely tipped it. She was trying to play for that steal. About a half second faster, she would have had a layup the other way. Ball went out of bounds. That is the correct call. I know Eastern fans would have loved to have that one, but it's the right call. Officials, that's 2 calls they've corrected this game. You'll see a ton of that. 2:47 to play here. Austin basketball. That's Owens on the wing, going up against Addie Smith. Gets into the lane, throws it up, and good. Yeah, it's kind of that she got to her right side, gets into the lane. Avery Smith kicks it up to Burton. Burton gets into the lane. Burton left hand and good. Both Austin defenders kind of just backed off. I don't know if they were afraid of fouling or what. They just kind of stepped aside. Burton went right to the lane. Again, a 4-point ball game in favor of the Lady Eagles. Austin on the wing to Shepman. Up top to Johnson. Over to Davidson. Back out to Owens. Owens going right. Throws it up. No good. Rebounded there. Got a scramble on the floor. And it looks like they're going to give Austin a timeout. Obviously can't tell possession from where we are. That is going to be a full timeout. We're going to cut to a commercial break. We'll be right back. Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLM 97.9.
If you're living with back or neck pain, even the simplest tasks can feel overwhelming. But expert relief is closer than you think. Schneck now offers 2 specialized practices for spine care, Schneck Neurosurgery and Schneck Orthopedic Spine, giving you access to a full spectrum of advanced treatment options right here at home. We're proud to highlight Dr. Matthew Stanfield, a highly skilled neurosurgeon with over 25 years of experience and leader of Schneck Neurosurgery, renowned for his expertise in treating complex spinal conditions. Schneck Spine Care Program proudly welcomes Dr. Kenneth McKinley, a board-certified orthopedic spine surgeon with over a decade of experience, who now leads Schneck Orthopedic Spine. Together, these 2 practices bring you comprehensive spine care, from advanced imaging and non-surgical therapies to expert surgical solutions, all tailored to your unique needs. And because it's Schneck, you'll receive compassionate, high-quality care without having to travel far. Visit schneckmed.org to learn more. Schneck Orthopedic Spine and Schneck Neurosurgery. Expert spine care close to home.
And we're back here at Charlestown High School, 2A South Regional. Austin on top of the Lady Musketeers, 37-33. That's the Austin basketball underneath their basket. Again, Coach Smith asked him to talk about the 50-50 ball. That the rebound's kind of a prime example. Austin gets it in. It's going to be the Shepman gets it back. Owens top of the key. Eastern in a man-to-man right now. They're kind of sagging off everywhere. High ball screen there. Owens going to her right. He's going to fire for three. Looks like Burton got a piece of it. Off the rim. Going to be rebounded there by Avery Smith. I think Burton got a piece of it. Eastern pushed up the sideline, gets it to Trainer. Going to be a kick ball to Eastern on the sideline. Eddie Smith to inbound. Inbound to Honor, top of the key. Honor gets it over to Trainer. Trainer out top to Eddie. Tough pass. Avery inside to Burton. Burton left hand and good. Again, that's twice this quarter that Avery and Sidney been able to get that little high-low action. Avery had a wide open shot, but Burton had a layup. Eastern cuts it to two. Eastern switching to a 2-3 zone. Brand being guarded there by Katie Honor. Trainer kind of inching her way up to make sure she's going to cough it up. Cross court. Trainer tried to go for the steal, just right over her hands. She's just not quite tall enough. She almost had it. Brand out top. Gets it over to, it's going to be to Davidson. Back to Owens. Owens navigating traffic. He's going to kick to Acuna, who's wide open. That's kind of the opposite. We had three players on Owens and leave Acuna wide open under the basket. It's just not going to work. Burton gets into the lane. Fumble there. Kicks it out to Honor. Austin, one thing they do in their zone is they play these angles really well. Avery Smith again finds Burton. Burton misses the layup. Getting a great pass there by Avery. Burton got to finish there. 7 seconds to play. They're going to get it up to Davidson. Davidson's going to fire it up. No good. Rebounded there by Burton. And that is going to be the end of the third quarter. That's going to be 39. That's a 35. Also with a 4-point advantage. We're going to cut the commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeer Basketball on WSLM.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
When it comes to getting the job done right, from driveways to bridge work, and paving to construction and excavating, there's one name you can count on: Temple & Temple Excavating. Serving homeowners and also handling big jobs for city, county, and state highway projects, they've built a reputation of quality work since 1948. Driveways, construction, demolition. If you need it moved, cleared, built, or torn down, call Temple & Temple Excavating at 812-883-6644. Temple & Temple has been supporting Washington County for 77 years, one project at a time. Call Temple & Temple today at 812-883-6644 or find them online at templeandtemple.com, where you can also apply for job opportunities.
And we're back. We're going to start the fourth quarter. It's going to be Austin basketball. My apologies, I have the mic on. It was a little loud. Austin with a 4-point advantage. Eastern in the extended zone. They're going to find that's going to be Johnson in the corner for three. No good. Rebounded there. Sorry, that's not Johnson. That's Shepman. Eastern gets it up to Trainer. Austin in the 2-3 zone. It's going to be Trainer on the wing. Gets it back out top to Addie Smith. They're going to check into the game for Eastern. Addie kicks to Honor. Honor in the corner for three. No good. Rebounded there at Acuna. That's going to be tied up there by, they're going to get a jump ball there. It's going to be Eastern basketball. Good hustle there by Avery. Acuna got the rebound, but Avery said, hey, I'm going to try to get this thing back. Addie on the inbound finds Avery over to Trainer. Trainer's going to fire for three, and good. Trainer's first bucket of the game, and that's a big one. Eastern cuts this to 39-38. Brent Owens out top, being slow to get the ball up. Going to be a shot fake there by Johnson. Back out to Davidson. Owens driving left side. She's going to throw it up. I don't know who that foul's going to be on. they're going to say that foul's on 24, Avery Smith. Owens just drives in there on the left side and he's going to take anybody out she can, trying to get to the line. We did have a correction. I think that they had a three that was wrong in the first half. Owens' first free throw is good. Owens did have, she did have 17 in the first half, but not 18. And one of those threes, I think, went to, was actually Shepman's three. But so right now, it looks like Owens, let's see. Owens on the line for her second free throw. And that's good. Austin takes a 3-point advantage. Austin in the 2-2-1 press. Avery going up the sideline, being guarded by Owens. Avery finds Burton. Burton kicks over to Addie Smith. Eliza Sterrett checked into the game for the Musketeers, for Trainer. Ball gets into Sterrett. Sterrett kicks to Honor. Honor being trapped on the wing. This finds Addie Smith. Addie Smith kicks over to Avery Smith. Avery's going to get into the lane. She's going to kind of throw it up. Burton's going to put it up, and good. Good work on the offensive glass by Sydney Burton. Avery kind of had that one-handed scoop just a little too hard. Eastern cuts it to 41-40 in favor of the Lady Eagles. 6 minutes to play. A ticket to the semi-state on the line for these two teams. Owens gets the ball back in the lane. She's gonna fire on the baseline. Blocked there by Avery Smith. Avery's gonna get the rebound. Ends up finding Eliza. Avery's gonna kick it up to Honor. Honor's gonna get it back to Addie Smith. There was a body hit the floor. I didn't see exactly what happened. Avery shot fake, drives, throws it up. It's gonna be a 5-way tie-up for a jump ball. I think you had 3 Austin players and 2 Eastern players. Avery, on that drive, she's, again, just kind of planting, just shoots a little 8-footer. She's open, kind of takes that extra step. Such a tough shot when you're off balance. Couple subs. That's going to be Owsley going to check in, and Stagnolia is going to check back in for Austin. Eastern in their diamond press. Owens gets it up to Davidson. Davidson back to Owens. Owens gets it across the timeline. Over to Shepman. Shepman on the wing. Out to Davidson. Davidson on fire for 3. Air ball rebounded there by Avery Smith. Addie Smith coming the other way. Addie's going to get into the lane. Kicks to Burton. Burton left hand and good. And Eastern takes their first lead of this half. Owens being guarded there by Addie Smith. Eastern in a man-to-man this time. There's several different deep. Owens going to get in the lane. They're going to get Sterrett. Sterrett just kind of chucked her as she kind of went through the lane. Trainer going to check back into the game for Eliza. Eastern with a 1-point advantage, 4:57 to play. Again, just a great atmosphere for these teams. Austin inbounds to Owens, high ball screen. Goes to her left, throws it up, finds Shepman in the corner. Shepman no good. Rebounded there by Sydney Burton. Burton's going to come the other way. She's going to try to get to the rim. She's going to go all the way to the rim. And lays it in. Again, Austin trying to knock the foul. Kind of just stepped out of her way. And she's going to go all the way coast to coast. Owens going right side of the lane. Kicks it back to Davidson. Davidson going to fire for 3. Air ball. Going to be saved there by Austin. Again, Addie Smith. It ends up in Addie's hands. She was kind of getting hacked by 2 different Austin players. That foul is going to be on Owens. I think it's just her first foul of the game. So Johnson and Acuna are going to check back in for Austin. Brooke Peterson saw something he didn't like right there out of Alfred, I guess. Eastern with a 3-point advantage. Austin in a 1-3-1. It's going to be a fire 3 there for Bailey Trainer. No good. Rebounded there by Avery. Finds her sister. Addie kicks back to Trainer. Trainer in the corner getting trapped. She throws it away. Again, this is where you either call a timeout or something. Got to save that possession. Owens coming the other way. Owens out to Shepman. Shepman gets into the lane. Going to be deflected out of bounds. Looked like it went off Avery's foot. It is going to be Austin basketball. Robbins is going to check into the game for Eastern. Austin basketball underneath under their basket. Austin gets it into Owens. Owens dribbles out top of the key. High ball screen. Goes to the left side. He's going to be rejected there by Avery Smith. Great block there by Avery. She was on the strong side and actually came all the way across the lane to help out. Bryn got just a step on Addie. Avery was able to swat it out of bounds. Owens off the triple ball screen. They get the ball inside. It's going to be blocked there by Robbins. And there's going to be a tie-up. And that possession is going to be in favor of the Musketeers. On the out-of-bounds play, Davidson ended up open somehow, and Robbins gets a piece of it. Gets the rebound. They're going to tie her up. Avery Smith on the inbound. Gets it into Robbins. Stolen there by Owens. Ball's going to go out of bounds. They're going to say it's off of Owens. Again, Avery cannot pass the ball underneath our basket to a player. That just can't. We just cannot have that happen. 3:41 to play. Eastern with a 3-point advantage. Inbound to Addie Smith. Addie finds Burton. Full court layup. Wide open. Great find by Addie Smith. Finished by Sydney Burton. And Eastern takes a 5-point advantage. And Austin has seen enough. That's going to be a timeout for Austin. Eastern up 46-41. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLM 97.9.
WSLM's Say Yes to the Prom Dress is coming up on Sunday, February 22nd from noon until 2 p.m. at Salem High School. Prom is a rite of passage for many young ladies, and WSLM is offering girls in the Kentuckiana area to come and check out the new and slightly used prom dresses and gowns and take one home with you, free. It's their way of giving back to the community for the past 10 years. Bring your glam squad and stop by Salem High School on Sunday, February 22nd from noon until 2 p.m. And maybe you'll say yes to the prom dress.
And we're back here at Charleston High School. Just a great amount of excitement in the air. Eastern able to just find some things to make this work in the fourth quarter. And now that last possession, Addie Smith kind of breaks the press and a lot of congestion. Austin's really bringing everything they got full court. And I think the girl just left Sydney Burton, and so Burton just kind of runs to the basket. Addie's able to find her in stride, almost kind of like a wide receiver, and Burton's going to lay it in. And the Eastern faithful are on their feet. But this is one of those, can we just take care of the basketball? Can we make free throws? And Eastern should have a chance of punching their ticket to the semi-state. We'll see who that will be and where that will be coming next week. There was confusion about there must be some blood on the floor. Looks like Austin's trainer is going to take care of that. I don't know if it was actually blood or if it was or what, but the officials felt like it was enough to address the situation. It was kind of like, what in the world's going on? I thought somebody was hurt the way he kind of ran out here. But I think the official just saw something red on the floor. Again, I think Addie got her hand cut earlier in the game. He does have a wrap on there. Might have taken it back off. But these girls all giving it all they got, so who knows? Eastern with a 5-point advantage, 3:28 to play. Double high ball screen there for Brent Owens. Comes off one screen, comes back off the double. Eastern switches in a man-to-man. That's going to be Johnson out top. Finds Davidson. Back to Owens. Owens going to fire for three. She's going to be blocked there by Addie Smith. Great play. Addie's going to go coast to coast, and she's going to get fouled. Again, great read right there by Addie Smith. Owens has such a quick release, and you can clearly tell that step back has worked for her throughout the season. But Addie's able to read that step back and really elevate and get just enough of it, and then able to kind of claim that rebound. She's had a couple of those this game. So that move for Owens just wasn't working out. Addie's first free throw is no good. I think that foul was on Owens, just her second. I think there was a little bit of frustration there. She wasn't going to give Addie a wide open layup after getting blocked. Just over 3 minutes to play. Addie's second free throw is good. Owens coming the other way. Eastern in a man-to-man. It's kind of everybody sagging, but just know where Owens is. They've got to kind of have that double high ball screen. It's going to be Davison driving down the baseline. Looks like the ball's deflected. I thought he called a foul. The ball's going to be deflected out of bounds. It's going to be Austin basketball underneath the basket. Austin gets it, tries to get into Owens right underneath the basket. Tipped out of bounds. Inbound to Austin. High ball screen. Owens goes on the left side. She's going to put it up. No good. Rebounded there by Avery Smith. And they're going to get a foul. Coach Peterson did not like the contact. Brent Owens went into quite a bit of contact there. Kind of airballed the shot. Avery on that strong rebound. That foul's going to be on 32. Acuna, her third. And Austin in their man press. Ball inbound to Addie Smith. She's going to try to go all the way to the rim. Kick, finds Burton. Burton makes a move. Step back, and she's going to try to put it up. She's going to get fouled. Addie Smith she caught the ball on the free throw line, and they just kind of let her go. She gets all the way into the lane, and instead of kind of pulling up, I thought she was going to pull up. She was open. Finds Burton. Burton kind of turns around. She's going to go to the line for two. Burton with a big quarter. 8 points in this fourth quarter. A big lift for the Lady Musketeers. First free throw is no good. As I mentioned a minute ago, you come down to the end of this, you just got to make sure that we're doing our job from the free throw line. Burton's second free throw is up and good. Owens coming the other way. Eastern with a 7-point advantage. 2.5 minutes to play. Owens going right. Throws it up. No good. Wow, a super, super late call. They're going to call that. That's going to be on Addie Smith. Her second foul. I guess I don't really have a problem with the call. I don't love when they call it that late. Owens going to go line for two. There's contact down there. She missed. It's one of those things. It's kind of like it looks like if she makes the shot that they're not going to call a foul. And if she doesn't make it, then they're going to call foul. I just hate that. I hate that mentality that I appreciate quite a bit. And I don't agree with that mentality. But Owens' second free throw is no good, and Austin's going to get the rebound. Kind of a pinball. Owens, are they going to find? It's going to be Davidson for three. Again, offensive rebound. Hiller right. Connor going up against the press, finds Addie Smith. That's going to be stolen again. And finds in the hands of Owens. Acuna is open underneath the basketball. Tips. It's going to be out of bounds. Austin got this lead to three. Eastern's got to settle down just a bit. Again, just a little bit panic mode right there against this press. Austin, that's going to be Davidson inbound underneath the basket. Big three there for Davidson to get it into Owens. High ball screen. Just inside of 2 minutes to play. Addie gets the tip, and that's going to be stolen by Bailey Robbins. That's going to be a jump ball. Brandon Owens tries to kind of cross her up, and Addie gets a piece of it. Ends up in the hands of Bailey Robbins on the floor. They're going to get a jump ball. Eastern still in man-to-man. Owens being guarded by Addie Smith. Over to Shepman. Shepman goes it to, that's going to be to Davidson for three. No good. Rebounded there by Addie Smith. They're going to get another jump ball. I'll tell you, Austin is relentless on this offensive glass right here. These long rebounds, these guards, man, when they have off to them, they get after it. Every time Austin's got a rebound, they've been right there. Addie Smith against his press, kicks it up to Robbins. Robbins is going to fire for three. No good. Again, I hate the quick shot. That's going to be out of bounds. Out of bounds to Eastern. I thought Coach Brewer was going to get Hank Robbins right there. Again, Robbins has got to attack the rim. We've got to take layups and free throws at this point. We can't be jacking threes against the press. Inbound to Avery Smith. Avery over to Robbins. Robbins gets into the lane. Nice move. Puts it up and good. That right there is exactly where she is her strongest. She makes a nice move and gets the lane for a layup. Bryn going left side, throws it up against Burton. I do not know what Burton could have done different. Owens literally just driving the left side and just throws it up. Owens is going to go to the line for 2. Burton's going to pick up another foul. That's her third. This is maybe the first one this half that I've just completely disagreed with. Burton is in perfect position. I mean, the phrasing is legal guarding position, but she is legal. And Owens runs into her and throws it up, just begging for a foul. And if this would reward her, they just can't handle that. 41 seconds. Oh, you got to check into the game for Austin. Owens' second free throw is good. She's going to cut this to 3 points. Eastern up by 3. And it looks like Eastern is going to call a timeout. That is going to be a full timeout. We're going to cut to a commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeer Basketball on 97.9 WSLN.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward Rehabilitation Program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, 2 great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
And we're back here at Charlestown High School, the 2A South Regional. This is the Lady Musketeers on top by 3, 50-47 over the Austin Eagles. What has just been a fantastic ball game. Again, I imagine this last minute is going to be just as exciting. I think it comes down to who can take care of the basketball here in this last minute. Both teams are going to be getting a little more aggressive. Both teams going to, they've got it. They're playing it. They're playing for a ticket to the semi-state. They're ready to go. Who can take care of the basketball? Who can make free throws here in this last minute? Again, this is what, as a spectator, this is what you love to see. Again, these girls playing it on the line. Austin in a man-to-man press. Eastern taking the ball out under Austin's basket. Minute 17 to play. Gets the ball into Addie Smith. Addie back to Avery. Avery over to Burton. Burton finds Addie Smith. Tough pass. Finds Robbins in the corner. Robbins back out to Addie Smith. Addie back in the corner to Robbins. Robbins, scary pass there to Avery Smith. Again, this is where, can we take care of the basketball for 1 minute to finish this game? Addie getting trapped, finds Robbins, finds Burton. Burton kicks out to Honor. Honor fires for 3. I don't like it, no. Oh, hit by Robbins. A rebound there by Sydney Burton. Again, we do not need a 3. We need time. Avery Smith going to get fouled there by Brent Owens. And that is going to be the bonus. That's going to be just Owens' third foul. And Avery Smith's going to go to the line for 2. Again, I don't love the Honor 3. She was wide open. I think in this scenario, it's got to be layups only and free throws. Avery Smith, see if she can cash in here. First one, she thinks we will take it. She just smiled real big. Avery has that big smile. She's like, I don't know that I like it, but it's going to be ball's loose on the ground. Ends up back in Austin's hands. Ball is tipped. Owens, 30 seconds. Eastern with a 4-point advantage. Owens dribble left, being guarded by Addie Smith. High ball screen. Gets to the baseline, throws it up, and good. That was a tough play by Brent Owens. Ball into Avery Smith. She's going to get fouled by, it's going to be Stagnolia. Austin cut this to 16.8 seconds to play. Avery Smith's going to go back to the line for 2. Again, that play right there by Owens was just, there's a reason that she's averaging what she's averaging. She gets by 1. We had a switch, a lot of contact. She kind of threw it. I mean, it's just, she's just able to score. She finds a way. Avery's first free throw is good. Eastern on top by 3. 16.8 seconds to play. Can we finish this thing out? No good. Rebounded there by Acuna. Going to be back to Owens. Owens Being guarded by Maddie Smith. Tries to get in the lane. Kicks to Stagnolia. Oh, I thought they called Stagnolia for something. That's going to be a timeout for Austin. That's going to be a full timeout. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLM.
Town of New Pekin, we want to wish the Lady Musketeers the best and come back with a win.
Looking for the perfect Valentine's gift? Skip the flowers. Go Totally Baked. Totally Baked Sweets in Salem has cookies, brownies, cupcakes, and new Valentine's treats coming soon. Open 7 to 5 weekdays, 8 to 1 on Saturdays, and closed on Sundays. Find them at 1305 West Mulberry Street right here in Salem. Or call 812-844-2831. Totally Baked Sweets, Salem's sweetest stuff.
And we're back here at Charleston High School. We are down to 7 seconds in this regional. Austin with the basketball. They are down by 3, 52-49. Can Eastern hold on for a chance to go to the semi-state? We'll see what Coach Peterson has drawn up. Again, for the game, Shepard's had a couple threes. Davidson had a three. Obviously, Owens has so much of their points. Really with 3 different weapons, it's kind of hard to defend one thing, but you got to take away Owens. I think you got to make one of those other girls beat you. I imagine Owens is going to go off multiple screens here. Boston on the inbound. It's going to be Shepman to inbound. Owens goes off one screen, off a second. They inbound to Davidson. She's being guarded there by Honor. Owens gets it back. The time is going to expire, and that is going to be a win for the Lady Musketeers. Austin could not get a shot off. And the 2A regional champions are going to be the Lady Musketeers from Eastern. What a defensive stand there by the Lady Musketeers. You knew that it was going to get to Owens. Davidson tried. She had maybe a decent look. They get back to Owens. We had a switch. We end up getting a trap. And then Owens just had nowhere to go. And the Lady Musketeers are going to find a way to win 52-49. What an effort. What an effort there late in the game where you saw some just crazy stuff happen throughout the game. Some lead changes back and forth. Again, just what an effort. The 2A South Lady Musketeers are going to be your regional champions. They will advance next week. We do not know the location, and we do not know who they will play. We will find that out as the night goes on. They're going to be champions. And again, just extending some success that we've had. Man, my hats off to these girls. Just a fantastic group. I've had most of these girls in class. Just not only are they great players, but just great people. Great students, great ambassadors of our school, of our community, and I know that they work hard. The senior group has just had so much success, and you got just to see a purple cheering these girls on. So very exciting for these girls. And there's going to be the cheer block. They're going to come in and just share their excitement for this. Just what an awesome day for the Lady Musketeers. Lady Musketeers, I don't know that they've won a regional since they won the state title. I'm going to double check that real quick. Our last regional championship would have been, let's see, that's going all the way back to, it's going to be all the way back to the state run back in 2017. We've won some sectionals, we've got some regionals, but we have not won a regional since then. So ending a 9-year drought is going to return to the semi-state. Again, we'll see who we play tomorrow. Or I guess we'll find out sometime today as this goes on. Just what an absolute fantastic ball game. We'll give you some stats on this game. First of all, for the Lady Eagles from Austin. For Austin, you had Jaylee Shepman with 13, Allie Davidson with 8, Trent Owens with 24. And keep in mind that she did have that huge 17 in that first half. really neutralized, especially here in this third quarter. Just 2 points in that third quarter. Able to get to the line in the fourth quarter. But again, Brent Owens, hats off to her. Just a phenomenal basketball player. Again, I wish her the best. I do not know her plans, but I imagine basketball is in her future somewhere. Again, she's going to finish her career with over 2,200 points. The all-time leading scorer at Austin High School. She might end up in the top 25 in the state scoring historically. And just what a feat for her. Again, can't say enough about her. Jasmine Acuna has 4. Eastern, I think the biggest difference at halftime, we were getting out rebounded by 1 there, and really able to take it in that second half. End up out rebounding them by 7 for the game, meaning that we out rebounded them by 8 in that second half, and really was the difference. Able to just chip in. We didn't really shoot the ball super well from 3 in that second half, or really for the game. Just 3 of 17 from 3 for the line. I think, as we go forward, our girls have to recognize that, we have as big a strength inside as we do when we're shooting well. And when we're not shooting, we got to attack the basket, and you saw that in that second half. Really, just a big difference in the second half. Again, when we're not shooting well for the Lady Musketeers, Bailey Traynor had that 3, big 3 there in that fourth quarter. Sydney Burton had 19, just 4 points in the first half. Did not score in the first quarter. And then in that third quarter was 6, and that fourth quarter was 9. Able to find her on some easy buckets and able to kind of make this thing happen. Burton with 19, Addie with 5, but we cannot say enough about the job she did on Brent Owens, just making everything tough. Addie had 3 or 4 blocks on Brent. This has got her down for 4 block shots. A couple of those on that step back 3. Addie's able to get up there and take care of business. Really just Addie's defensive effort has been just phenomenal. Even going back to playing Jada Kemp there from Providence, able to just really lock her down and make everything incredibly tough on her. And then the effort we had on Stroud in the sectional championship, and then tonight against one of the best guards in Southern Indiana. My hats off to Addie. Just a fantastic defensive effort for her. Again, when she's not getting it done, she only had 5. She's average. She's our leading scorer, and only just had 5 tonight. But I'm sure that Addie's going to say, "Hey, I don't care about the points if we get the win." Just knowing her, I'm sure that was what she was saying right there. Meanwhile, Katie Honor with 9, Avery Smith with 9. Avery with a couple big free throws there late in the game. Robbins with 5, and then Eliza Stara with 2. Again, Eastern getting it done from the line, 11 from 15 from the line. We've been kind of off and on throughout the season from the line, so really able to get that done from the line, making sure. On the game, Eastern shot 32% in the first half, 45% in the second half. Big difference there. I think we're just going inside, getting easy layups, shooting 45% there in that second half. When you're getting easy buckets, you just get that rhythm, you get your chance for defense to set up. Again, you put them on their heels just a little bit. Austin took an 8-point lead at one point. You kind of thought, man, is this thing going to go the other way? And then again, just chip away. We had a couple points here, a couple points there, and able to get this down where it's 3-5. And then a little run there, a little 7-0 run there, late in the third quarter. The quarter's first quarter was really dominated by the Lady Musketeers, 15-8. Second quarter, Boston scores 20 of their 49 points in that second quarter and really turned the tides of the game. Really just making it feel like it wasn't as close as it was. And then playing pretty much even in that third quarter, and then fourth quarter, really all Lady Musketeers outscoring them 17-10 in that fourth quarter. Again, just what a fantastic effort by the Lady Musketeers. Just super excited for those girls. Try to see if we can't get them up here on the radio. If we can get them, I know they're cutting down the nets and they're all jumping for joy and all that kind of stuff. We're going to cut to a couple quick commercial breaks. We're going to be right back with hopefully some players, maybe even a coach,
if we can get it going.
Washington County's primary election is coming up on Tuesday, May 5th, and before early voting in April begins, WSLM is hosting its Spring Political Forum on April 6th, beginning at 6 p.m. at the Washington County Courthouse Meeting Room. WSLM wants you to hear the contested candidates in their own words. Attorney Alex Uli will be the moderator and will be asking candidates to introduce themselves, and then they will be asked questions about their experience and thoughts on the office they are seeking. The program will air live on WSLM Radio, as well as live streamed on WSLM's Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter social media platforms. If you're trying to reach a decision in the 2026 primary election, feel free to go back and listen to hear exactly what your candidate has to say. WSLM is celebrating 73 years of keeping Kentuckiana informed.
When it comes to getting the job done right, from driveways to bridge work and paving to construction and excavating, there's one name you can count on: Temple & Temple Excavating. Serving homeowners and also handling big jobs for city, county, and state highway projects, they've built a reputation on quality work since 1948. Driveways, construction, demolition. If you need it moved, cleared, built, or torn down, call Temple & Temple Excavating at 812-883-6644. Temple & Temple have been supporting Washington County for 77 years, one project at a time. Call Temple & Temple today at 812-883-6644 or find them online at templeandtemple.com, where you can also apply for job opportunities.
Hi, this is Wes Bowers, and I'm a Republican candidate for District 2 Commissioner here in Washington County. If you're anything like me, you're tired of the way business in our county has been conducted. Whether it be improper procedure or a simple lack of communications, things rarely seem fair to the average person, but appear to benefit a few that are in the right position. I believe that my 12 years in the Marine Corps, coupled with the last 15 years owning and operating my own business, have provided me with the leadership tools necessary to help steer this county in a fair, positive, and fiscally responsible direction for everyone. Let's get away from the career politicians and the so-called way it's always been mentality and work for a county that actually benefits everyone. Again, this is Wes Bowers, and I would greatly appreciate your vote.
If you would like to know more about Wes, please find him on Facebook at Wes for Commissioner. Paid for by Wes Bowers for Commissioner.
And we're back here at Eastern High School. We're going to try to get a couple of these seniors up here. Again, we want to say our hats off to the Lady Musketeers from Eastern High School. They are going to be the 2A regional champions, North and South. I think we're going to be going. I think Avery's going to be up here first. We'll see if we can have a couple more. Well, Avery, first thing, congratulations. This is so exciting for you and for everything that these seniors have done. So, how's it feel to be a 2A regional champion?
It feels absolutely amazing. I know we worked hard all season to be here, and we just want to go out there and play our hardest, play our best, because you never know when it's going to end. And I'm thanking God that it's getting in today, but yeah.
We'll see who we play and where we're going to end up next week, but in that second quarter, you're on it.
Yeah.
In that second quarter, Owens was able to really get going. They ended up outscoring us, almost doubled our points in that second quarter. How are you feeling? How were you able to play through that and coming back in that second half having a strong half?
I think we knew we didn't play our best, and we wanted to go out there and finish strong no matter the circumstance. And we knew that we had to play good defense, because if not, she was going to have a career night, and we needed her to. So we needed to slow her down and get her off her game.
I have to say, I didn't laugh, but maybe the biggest smile I've ever seen out of you was your bank in free throw. I was sitting there looking at your reaction, and I couldn't help myself laugh. But coming up clutch there at the end of the game, able to knock down a couple of free throws and really keep that at that 3 or 4 points. How do you feel in those pressure moments?
I know I just felt, I was nervous, but I felt like that is something that I needed to help the team with, because without those buckets, we weren't going to win, and they were going to get us. So we needed to get those buckets in. And I mean, the big shot always helps, I guess.
Yeah, I had to laugh at just your reaction. That was fantastic. For me, one of the big turning points in the game is we had 3 plays in a row. 2 were from you, and 1 was from another one, where we had that high-low action inside, and you probably passed up an open 8-foot shot to find Sydney, where she kind of had good position, and she's able to come away. She ended up with 19 on the game, and I think half her points come from those great entry beats. Is that something you guys talked about at halftime, or just something that you saw the defense was given, or is that was our plan of attack?
That was our plan of attack. We knew that we could, if we got in the middle, there was a good open chance to get to the short corner, and I mean, those spots were better than the 8-foot shot, so I was like, let's do that.
Well, again, we can't say enough. In that first half, we actually got out-rebounded, which until I saw the numbers, I was kind of shocked. But then absolutely controlled the glass in that second half. And again, partly for you to just really keep attacking and keep attacking. We had you down for 9 rebounds. I thought you might have had a few more than that. Lead us in rebounds. You know, how are you able to? You seem like you're involved in every single play. So how do you just keep that motor running?
I just have the mindset that if I have to get every 50-50 ball because those are the balls that matter, and that's how I can help my team. So I work my butt off to get those 50-50 balls, those rebounds, because that's my role in this team, and I'm buying into it. And that's what my team needs me to do. So I'm going to go out there and do it.
Well, again, we want to say congratulations. I know you want to go celebrate with your family and your team and everything. Hats off to you. Again, I love seeing you play, the efforts, the energy that you bring. Again, 2A regional champions. Thank you, Avery. We're going to see if we can't try to get Sydney up here. Sydney's been interviewed. She's getting interviewed by somebody I do not know. I cannot see down there. Girls are still cutting down the nets. I also love that they always try to include the band in there. Our band just brings a great energy. And I'll say my hats off to Austin band. I know Mr. Hoagland, the band director there at Austin, just does a fantastic job. And it was really fun tonight, just going back and forth with both bands. They take turns one after another. And not that I think it's an outdo one another, but just, okay, we're going to support our school, you're going to support your school. And then we kind of go back and forth. And you just, you know, again, the energy in this gym in games like this, situations like this, is just so exciting. You know, and I know that, you know, we're just a spectator. We're trying to bring this game to you on the radio. But for these girls, you know, the energy is just so much fun. You know, I remember playing, and again, I've been out of school a long time, but you play in those big games and those big moments, and those are things you remember. These girls are making memories. Talk just a little bit about some games around the state. In the South 4A Regional, Evansville Wrights beat Columbus North by 56-45. Let's see, we remember the regional. The second game tonight is going to be Silver Creek is going to be playing Jennings County in a big 3A matchup. These two are going to be. This is going to be a slugfest. I think these games have been close pretty much all year long. As they played, I think they might have even seen each other twice. Otherwise, in Southern Indiana, I'd be curious to see the outcome of the 2A sectional or the 2A regional to see who might we face next week. I do not know all of the semi-state locations. Looks like, let's see, let's take a look. Evansville Central beat White River Valley by quite a bit. Ended up being a 30-point affair. Again, for Orleans and Gordon in a 1A top match. Again, I think that's either number 1 versus number 4, number 2 versus number 4. Again, should be an absolute slugfest. I think they were playing at Jasper at 4 o'clock. Again, back to this game. Eastern victorious 52-49. I thought they were on their way up here. I do not see them right now. Eastern victorious 52-49. Again, you just cannot say enough about this team. Really overcoming some just not great shooting. And it's kind of been, we've been able to really put some points up, really shooting the ball from three pretty much all year long, averaging 6 or 6 to 8 threes most games. And in tonight's game, only hitting 3 threes, 3 of 17, but able to overcome that in the second half and get it done. All pretty much to make the seal the deal here in that fourth quarter. We will see. They are going to meet back at the gym. They're going to meet back at the gym. I think they're at Eastern High School, and then they're going to take off from there. If I hear anything more, we will try to put that on the air trying to find Coach Drury, see if we can get her back here on the air. I do not see her. Again, we'll cut to one quick commercial break, and we'll see if we can get one of them back up here. If not, we'll see if we can't find out any more information for the festivities after the game. We'll be right back. It's Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLM.
High school sports are different, especially in Indiana, and these who your student athletes couldn't agree more.
We all know the saying, in 49 states, it's just basketball. But this is Indiana. Well, the same is true for all high school sports in Indiana, like volleyball, and soccer, and softball, and track, and so many more. We're passionate about high school sports in Indiana. They're an undeniable part of our state's culture. They're woven into the DNA of our communities. It's what we dedicate our time to. It's what brings us all together. It's what we celebrate. And as a high school student athlete, that's a pretty special environment to grow in, representing your school and having your entire community behind you. Being a high school student athlete in Indiana is something we never take for granted. And it's an experience we'll never forget either.
I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Nutty. Support Hoosier student athletes like these by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is who we are. This is Indiana. This is your IHSAA.
And we're back here at Charlestown High School. So tomorrow, it looks like at 2 o'clock, there will be the semi-state pairing show. If you're interested in seeing who we will play and where we will play, that will be tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I do not know all of the sites. Hey, we're going to have Addie Smith going to join us. Again, that's going to be at 2 o'clock tomorrow. As soon as that information gets out, I'm sure that our athletic director will get that information out there and how you can get tickets. We're joined here by Addie Smith. Addie, first of all, congratulations, regional champion. How does that feel?
It feels great. I can't even describe how proud I am of this team. We worked so hard all year. We had a goal of winning sectionals, and then this week we worked really hard to get to this moment and win this game today.
I'm going to give you had maybe the toughest test of the year in guarding one of the best guards in Southern Indiana. How do you take on that task?
Yeah, Brent's the best player I've probably ever played against. He's a phenomenal player, 2,000-plus points. That's insane. I've really been working on practice, just trying to make sure I can take her away as much as possible, limit her so she's not getting as much as she's maybe used to, so we can have a chance in this game. She just makes such an impact for her team in the game. So I was really trying my best to just try and limit her as much as I could.
You notice, I could tell that she probably gets that step back three off more than she did tonight. I think 3 different times she kind of goes to that step back, and you're able to get a piece of it. 2 of them you're able to take away and go the other way. You can see the frustration in her face because you can tell she's just not used to that kind of pressure. In a night where you're not our leading scorer, which you've been our leading scorer pretty much every game all year, to be able to put that kind of effort against probably an Indiana All-Star, man, it just says so much about what you bring to the table. You just kind of say, hey, I'm not scoring, so I'm just going to put all the effort in the defensive end, or what's your mentality kind of going through all that?
I really just try to figure out and talk to Taylor about what my assignment is for the game. I'm here for my team, so I'm trying to do anything I can to get us to win, whether it's being a scoring threat, playing the best defense I can, facilitating, just doing whatever I can. Today was facilitate the ball, score when I can, and make sure I play as good a defense as I can.
So, again, I looked at this. You had 9 rebounds, and your sister had 9 rebounds. So both of you almost end up with double-doubles. It wasn't the case. I kind of I feel like when we get 4 girls in double figures, we almost end up with, in the rebounding category with 4 girls. In that first half, we actually got out-rebounded the first half. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. And then in the second half, able to completely go the other way, out-rebounded them by 9 in that second half. What was that change at halftime to kind of make that happen? Or is that just something you guys decided, hey, we got to buckle down?
We talked about it in the locker room. Taylor ripped us a little bit. We talked about it in practice all week, how we had to own the boards. That was our big little thing that we needed to focus on. And we didn't do it in the first half. So Taylor kind of ripped into us. It's like, I need you guys to do this. We've been talking about it all year. You got to do it. So, that was just a little switch we had to make in the locker room, hype ourselves back up, and make sure we were boxing out, going for the boards. It's just owning the boards so we could get ourselves back into this game.
Again, I just my hats off to you. It's never fun when you're saying you got to guard one of the best players in Southern Indiana. You got to shut her down. You knew that Brandon was going to get her points. I think what she ended up with 24 on the game. but really there in that second half, she didn't get an open look. She threw up some prayers kind of on that sideline. A couple of them went in. But again, my hat's off to you. And really, anytime you weren't getting a second screen, the teammates were there to kind of help you out. Really switching up man, zone. We did the 2-3, did the 1-2-3, we did time. Really playing 4 or 5 different defenses on the night. Again, my hat's off to your communication, your leadership. There was a couple times that I saw you guys the ball and you were just like, knock it off. It's just take care of business. Again, just a fantastic job. Congratulations. Regional champions. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eddie. We're going to be joined by Sydney Burton, I think, next. If she can come in here. Sydney's going to join us, yeah. Sydney, first off, congratulations again, 2A regional champions. How's that feel?
It feels amazing. Yeah.
Again, you set off and really the month of January just never felt like we were playing our best basketball, and we got some wins and we played decent. And really in this sectional, we started to mold, to start to change. Really didn't shoot the ball great in the sectional, did not shoot the ball great today from 3. So kind of morphed our identity instead of running and gunning and shooting threes to let's pound the ball inside. You lead us with 19 today. How do you handle all that? You really we switched up our whole mentality really in this last few weeks. How do you feel about all that?
I mean, definitely in January, we still weren't playing our best because we hadn't had our whole team.
Right.
We've had so many injuries this season that now in Primitive Athletics, we're finally getting to actually play as a team, play with everybody back and everybody healthy. And so today was a little bit of a rough start, but once we got talking in the locker room at halftime, and then we came up with a game plan, and we just decided to put in the post more, and that we were going to communicate more, and we really focused on blocking out and getting our rebound.
And you may not see the number. We got out-rebounded in the first half. We out-rebounded them by 9 in the second half. Really probably the difference of the game. But really I saw, especially in that third quarter and even in that fourth quarter, we hadn't really looked at that high-low option. Avery had 2 beautiful passes to you. You had the one breakout. Addie finds you in the full court, able to put it in. And it's always nice when you don't have to work real hard to put it in. Obviously, you got to make the final shot. But what does that say to your teammates that just able to find you, have trust in you to say, we're going to get her the ball in that position, she's going to be able to finish?
It feels awesome because I know that my teammates trust me and I trust them to do their job and do what it needs to be done. And we just really looked for the high-low. We focused on that in practice a little bit, but we didn't actually put it into play until more of the second half. So just to focus on that, I think, was a real game changer.
That's fantastic, man. Just a fantastic game. You led us with 19 points. You did have a double-double. The staff got you down for 10 rebounds. So 19 and 10. I know you've had a double-double a couple times this year. So none bigger than in the regional championship against just a very, very good Austin basketball team. You guys are able to shut down probably an Indiana All-Star in Brent Owens. Again, I can't wait to see where this road's going to go. Getting to know you over the last couple of years, you're just a fantastic ambassador of our school and just of what is all good about young female athletes. So we appreciate you. Congratulations. I know you want to go celebrate with your family. Again, hats off to you. Regional champion, Sydney Burton.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We're going to see if we can't find Taylor. If not, again, we're coming from Charlestown High School. This Eastern Lady Musketeers victorious 52-49. Again, just a fantastic opportunity. Again, looking to see who we may play and how this is going to play out. We just do not know yet. These games are kind of all over the state. I would imagine the favorite coming out of the Knox sectional is going to be North Knox. But they were faced with the task with Evansville Mater Dei. That was a 2 o'clock game there at Booneville. We'll see. We'll see. So I think, again, they are going to send people back to the school first, I think is what I heard over the intercom. And then they'll make their trip around. Now, they're going to have to start clearing out here because we've got another game. Silver Creek is going to be playing Jennings County here at 4 o'clock. So we're going to try to finish out in the next few minutes. that's going to be it for us here from Charlestown High School. Again, Lady Musketeers victorious 52-49 over the Austin Eagles. Again, it's been a pleasure to bring this broadcast. I'm Jake Johannesmeyer. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLM.
Thank you for listening with us in the WSLM Sports Zone tonight for another live broadcast of high school sports.